with hope in your heart. That's right. Football is back, baby. We had our first little scintilla, little nibble, of football action. Vikings' first preseason game against the Raiders went down on Sunday. And, of course, with anything with football, basically because it's such a small sample size compared to the other sports, NFL, NHL, or NHL, NBA play 82 games. Baseball plays 9,000 games. You only get 17 regular season games, the 3 preseason games, and a handful of playoff games, and 1 Super Bowl, which the Vikings are going to win this year. So you got to react and overreact and all that stuff. So Monday morning Vike. It's like the Monday morning quarterback, but not. And it's better. But we're going to go through the top 8 topics coming. Well, not top 8, just 8 we want to talk about. Topics from Vikings versus Raiders first preseason game. And we'll determine if they're legit or an overreaction. First up, Kellen Mond, quarterback 2. So Mond looked shaky on that first drive, but settled down, threw 2 touchdowns to Burt Wilson, 9 of 14 for a $119, 130.7 quarterback rating, 87.1 PFF passing grade. Now, this is going to get us in trouble, but we're going to say overreaction and we're going to say legit. Too legit to quit. It's a little bit of both. Where do you crown his ass right now? I don't know. He is who we thought he is, but I think that even the largest Kellen Mond haters and detractors, like, they have to admit that there is a spark there. There's a little something there. And maybe this is going to turn into a Kyle Sluter situation where he's marginal in practice. He is really good in preseason games against 2s and 3s, but he actually has a coach that supports him this time around. So I want to see more from Kellen Mond. I want Kellen Mond to get the bulk of QB2 snaps ahead of Sean Mannion. Again, Mannion, I mean, he wasn't good, bad, or otherwise. He just is what he is, right? But I think that Kellen Mond has a much higher ceiling, like an infinitely higher ceiling. So they have to get a look at Kellen Mond. And if Kirk Cousins doesn't play the rest of preseason, Mond needs to start with the ones or semblance of the ones. So he needs to get things done. Next up, so I understand overreaction and legit is a cop-out, but I don't care. This is our channel. Start your own. Next up, number 2, trade Alexander Mattison, because Ty Chandler, the rookie 5th-round pick out of UNC, as well as King Kene, they dominated the Raiders front 7. They were gashing it. A big respect to the Vikings second team offensive line as well. But trade Alexander Mattison, we are going to say legit. And again, we're going to do a video where Madison sort of lashed out at Vikings fans, like how we keep that same energy, blah, blah, blah. But I do think it is more about the situation with his contract, because his rookie deal is wrapping up. He's going to be an RB1 or 1A somewhere next season. Vikings probably aren't going to pay him. And with Dalvin and Ty Chandler and King Kene, I mean, that's a really deep running back room even without Madison. So it isn't even about Madison's talent. We actually think that he's too talented. She's too tall for him, right? So I do think that Madison, he would have some trade value, even though the running back market is relatively depressed in terms of value, in terms of contracts as well. But I think that they have to explore. And also I think Madison's agent should explore, because if that running back room is really crowded and Kene and Chandler are going to get some work in the regular season, that's going to cut into Madison, especially if and when, not getting all the wood, Dalvin stays healthy this year. So I'm going to say that one's legit. Next up, number 3, Amari Smith Marset cemented as wide receiver 4. Now, we said wide receiver 4, not punt returner, because I think that one's wide open, man. But he showed some electricity on the kick return, shows what he can do in the open field, as well as he had 3 catches for 31 yards on 4 targets. Should have come down with that 4th one, but he was being interfered with, whatever. It was a nice, deep comeback from Kellen Mond. It was a good ball from number 11. But ISM, I think he was already cemented as a wide receiver 4. I think it's Jefferson, it's Thielen, it is KJ, and then it's ISM, and then it's everyone else. And the other wide receivers are really competing, looking nice too. So I think ISM is firmly in there. Next up, number 4. So Austin Schlottman, center 1, question mark. So Bradbury, went out there. He was inert. His first 2 drives wasn't good, wasn't bad, wasn't otherwise. Chris Reed rested. He had been getting the bulk of the second team center snaps. And then Austin Schlottman came in, and he looked pretty good as a second-team center. They protected Kellen Mond, as well as they really gashed and opened up some nice holes for the 2 running backs. But I'm going to say that one's an overreaction. I do think that Schlottman has established himself as going to have a place on the team, but I think that he'll be a utility backup. I think he's more Brett Jones and then Joe Berger at this stage of the game. And next up, sticking with the offensive line. Number 5, start Ed Ingram at right guard. Or Ed Ingram came in, man-sized, just completely manhandled, looked for work. He looked like he was a veteran all-pro out there. And yes, he was working with the 2s as Jesse Davis started with the 1s, etc. But he looked really smooth out there. Like, one of the main concerns about Ed Ingram, well, pass protection was not a concern, but his mobility in the run game. But he looked really good working in outside zone as well as getting second level. Plus, he had no issues in pass protection. Did give up one pressure, but whatever. But yeah, I think that one is absolutely legit. Ed Ingram posted an 87.3 PFF grade, allowed that one pressure, like we said. Jesse Davis, not so much. Spoiler alert, it wasn't great. As Davis, he gave up a number of pressures as well as he gave up that sack to Malcolm Kuntz. So yeah, whatever. Didn't quite work out. Next up. Topic number 6. Andrew Booth Jr. is a bust. Definite overreaction. Absolutely. I understand. We live in a microwave society. We want it now. But Booth, Booth has made some splash plays in training camp. He's also had a lot of down ones. But I think overall he played okay. Like, the penalty was really bad. 21-yard catch, pass interference, and face mask for a personal foul. But both of those were kind of ticky-tacky. Clete Blakeman and crew were just really laying down the law, whatever. But a 63.6 PFF grade, 85.4 quarterback rating when thrown at. I think that he played fine. I think Dantzler played better. I still think they should consider Booth in the slot because I think that he has the athletic ability to be in there. And Shandon, not so much. Not so much. Topic number 7. Patrick Jones II is a stud. Absolutely too legit to quit. We rewatched the game this morning, and Patrick Jones is going to be a problem for offenses. Like, he had 4 pressures, really got after it, opened up. So here's what happens with sacks. There's always a bit of puck luck where the guy who gets the initial pressure isn't necessarily the guy who comes down with the sack. Sometimes the quarterback is forced to move off the spot, making a really easy sack for some other players. And Patrick Jones created 2 sacks against the Raiders. Vikings had 16 pressures overall, so you like to see that. But Patrick Jones II, he already had the great bull rush. He's already has a bunch of finesse and agility rush moves as well. I think that he's really going to be rising up. And also, DJ Moore, by the way, had a phenomenal game. So the Vikings going 4 deep at edge rusher, 5 deep if you include Zach McLeod, man. So you absolutely love to see it. Lastly, number 8, Brian Asamoah is a future star. I'm going to say that one's legit. Like we said, we loved him at Oklahoma. He's a heat-seeking missile. He just finds work, and he's able to scrape. And even though he's sort of undersized, sort of a bit of a tweener when it comes to being an inside off-ball linebacker, but he is absolutely legit, man. 76.8 PFF grade. Really nice tackle on the goal line where he read the offense well. He was able to dip underneath the pulling offensive lineman, make the play on the running back. And Asamoah is fantastic. I actually think that once he settles into the NFL, like, he will have the coverage ability of an Eric Kendricks. And we've said Kendricks is the best coverage linebacker in the game, just pure instincts. But Asamoah, he's got that going for him. He's got great athleticism. He's got great range as well. Plus, he's just got juice, man. He's just got energy. He gets you fired up as a Vikings fan because you love seeing fast, fun defense flying around making plays. And Asamoah is that guy. Absolutely, man. But that's it. Monday Morning Vike, top 8 stories from the first preseason game. Are they legit or an overreaction? Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts. Overreaction, legit, let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.